John Mayall, tireless and influential British blues pioneer, dies at 90. His band, John Mayall the Bluesbreakers, which he formed in the 60s, has counted Eric Clapton and Mick Fleetwood among its famous members. John Mayall, the British blues musician whose influential band, the Bluesbreakers, was a training ground for Eric Clapton, Mick Fleetwood, and many other superstars, has died. He was 90. A statement on Mayall's Instagram page announced his death Tuesday, saying the musician died Monday at his home in California. Health issues that forced John to end his epic touring career have finally led to peace for one of this world's greatest road warriors, the post said. He is credited with helping develop the English take on urban, Chicago-style rhythm and blues that played an important role in the blues revival of the late 1960s. At various times, the Bluesbreakers included Eric Clapton and Jack Bruce, later of Cream Mick Fleetwood, John McVie, and Peter Green of Fleetwood Mac Mick Taylor, who played 5 years with the Rolling Stones' Harvey Mandel and Larry Taylor of Canned Heat, and John Mark and John Allman, who went on to form the Mark Allman Band. Mayall protested in interviews that he was not a talent scout, but played for the love of the music he had first heard on his father's 78 RPM records. I'm a band leader, and I know what I want to play in my band, who can be good friends of mine, Mayall said in an interview with the Southern Vermont Review. It's definitely a family. It's a small kind of thing, really. A small but enduring thing. Though Mayall never approached the fame of some of his illustrious alumni, he was still performing in his late 80s, pounding out his version of Chicago blues. The lack of recognition rankled a bit, and he wasn't shy about saying so. I've never had a hit record. I never won a Grammy Award, and Rolling Stone has never done a piece about me, he said in an interview with the Santa Barbara Independent in 2013. I'm still an underground performer. Known for his blues harmonica and keyboard playing, Mayall did have a Grammy nomination for Wake Up Call, which featured guest artists Mick Taylor, Buddy Guy, Mavis Staples, and Albert Collins. He received another nom in 2022 for his album The Sun is Shining Down. He also won official recognition in Britain with the award of an Obie Officer of the Order of the British Empire in 2005. He was selected for the 2024 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame class, and his 1966 album Bluesbreakers with Eric Clapton is considered one of the best British blues albums. Mayall once was asked if he kept playing to meet a demand or simply to show he could still do it. Well, the demand is there, fortunately, but it's really for neither of those two things. It's just for the love of the music, he told Hawaii Public Radio. I just get together with these guys and we have a workout. Mayall was born on Nov 29, 1933 in Macclesfield near Manchester in central England. Sounding a note of the hard luck bluesman, Mayall once said, "The only reason I was born in Macclesfield was because my father was a drinker, and that's where his favorite pub was." His father also played guitar and banjo, and his records of boogie-woogie piano captivated his teenage son. Mayall said he learned to play the piano one hand at a time, a year on the left hand, a year on the right, so I wouldn't get all tangled up. The piano was his main instrument, though he also performed on guitar and harmonica and sang in a distinctive, strange-sounding voice. Aided only by drummer Keith Hartley, Mayall played all the other instruments for his 1967 album, Blues Alone. Mayall was often called the father of British blues, but when he moved to London in 1962, his aim was to soak up the nascent blues scene led by Alexis Corner and Cyril Davies. Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, and Eric Burdon were among others drawn to the sound. The Bluesbreakers drew on a fluid community of musicians who drifted in and out of various bands. Mayall's biggest catch was Clapton, who had quit the Yardbirds and joined the Bluesbreakers in 1965 because he was unhappy with the Yardbirds' commercial direction. Mayall and Clapton shared a passion for Chicago blues, and the guitarist later remembered that Mayall had the most incredible collection of records I had ever seen. Mayall tolerated Clapton's waywardness. He disappeared a few months after joining the band, then reappeared later the same year, sidelining the newly arrived Green, then left for good in 1966 with Bruce to form Cream, which rocketed to commercial success, leaving Mayall far behind. Clapton, interviewed for a BBC documentary on Mayall in 2003, confessed that to a certain extent I have used his hospitality, used his band and his reputation to launch my own career. I think he is a great musician. I just admire and respect his steadfastness, Clapton added. Mayall encouraged Clapton to sing and urged Green to develop his songwriting abilities. Mick Taylor, who succeeded Green as a bluesbreaker in the late 1960s, valued the wide latitude that Mayall allowed his soloists. "You'd have complete freedom to do whatever you wanted," he said in a 1979 interview with writer Jas Obrecht. "You could make as many mistakes as you wanted to.